Hey everyone, welcome to another episode working on our little hub for our vanilla project. So I've just been doing some odds and ends. I've introduced the switchboard for turning different events on. So for instance, seasons, what we worked on last episode, the daily events we'll eventually put in, and the main system we're going to be focusing on today, which is the curse system. And they're pretty simple. The green side turns it on, red side turns it off. So when the green side's on, there's now this redstone column on the little seasons command chains, whatever you want to call them. If we turn it off, it gets deleted, so that those command blocks are no longer functional. Similarly, the daily events deletes a block from on top of that structure, which is covering a daylight sensor. So if we turn it back on, that top block is back. As for curses, they're down here. So you can see that redstone block right there. It turns on and off, and that's connected to our sequence system, which will determine which curses get put out in the world. But we'll get to that in a bit. Some other stuff I've done. I've moved. There was a pillar here with command blocks on top, and that was essentially loading this command base or this hub. I've moved them underneath, and I've set them to always active, but this will always be loaded no matter what, even if something happens and it unloads, it will automatically reload them straight away. A little bit of building, a few more effects for our little frame traps. So we've got heal, speed, sneak, and blackout. Might as well go ahead and show these off. I think speed is probably going to be the most useful. So essentially, you shouldn't be able to see it. I'll have to hop into I should do it up. I take some damage. If I hop into survival and take a little bit of damage, walk over. Might have missed it. Easiest way to damage myself. It's heights, yeah? Let's go up further. Please this doesn't kill me. I could poison myself, that'd probably help too. And I lost the bottle. It's fine. So we're going to regen again. Okay, 2 hearts missing. So if we walk over this, full health. It's essentially the trap. It's just giving instant health. Blackout is just the darkness effect. Thankfully, there's lots of light around here. Sneak, should be able to see, is invisibility without any particles. And then, probably the most useful is speed, which is, I think, speed 10? Yeah, speed 10. For 10 seconds. So you could make a bunch of pathways that utilize the sugar and then a glow item frame, so you can get from one place to the other pretty quick, or combine them with the jump ones, these ones, and make some neat little parkour systems, maybe something like that. Okay, we'll head underneath and we'll talk about the curse system. So currently it's just these layers, and all these layers are doing is the dropper here is picking between a stone and a stone sword, and what that does is it then differentiates between this on and off redstone repeaters. So if it picks the, I want to say sword, this redstone repeater will turn on, and this one will stay on. I think that's how it works. If I lock it, we can show it off. If we lock the hopper, and we'll take out the stone sword. So we chuck the stone sword in, and you can see they both turn off, actually. So that's the way I want it. And then if you take the stone sword out, it's going to repower this command chain. Similarly, if you put the stone in, it should just power the other side. Yeah, so the other side gets powered now for the stone. So it's just a way to essentially flip a coin, because droppers are random, and then we're converting that into redstone that we can actually use. So all this is going to do is run off our timers that we have up there. It's going to flip a coin once, twice, and then a third time to differentiate between 8 different options. So I've come up with 8 curses, I think. We have more than 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 into 2. Sorry, 1. Yeah, I do have too many. Because it's 1 into 2, 2. Yeah, I think I have too many. Once I start putting the commands in, I can differentiate. And essentially those blocks will place the curse out in the world. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with item frames with an item inside. And to randomize it, essentially it's going to pick a random person and then a random entity that's loaded within their vicinity. And it's going to place a item frame at their feet. I do have to think about flying entities actually, because bats could mess it up. That's a good thing to note. But yeah, so I'll place an item frame at their feet, and then if the player is within a certain distance to that item frame, they're going to get a chat message, a negative effect, and a little ambient sound so they can hopefully utilize that to locate said curse and destroy the frame. And I'll probably use maybe diamonds or something lucrative so that once you go and destroy the item frame, you actually get something valuable out of it. That's pretty much it. So I'll get to inserting everything and then we can talk about it a bit further. So what do you think? Do you think the laugh is good? So currently it's at 3 seconds, but I will change it to the minute timer. As you can see, I've just got the witch celebrate sound playing. And then it puts in chat, you feel cursed, and for instance this one is frailty, so it says you feel frail, along with giving weakness. And the reason it's a minute, because I'm going to change time to a minute. But I don't know, maybe I should leave the sound effect on 3 seconds. It makes it easier to find. So if you're pretty far away, you can still sort of hear it, and every minute would be maybe a bit harder to find. I might put back to 3 seconds for the timer. I'm curious, the range should be 50 blocks. See if this resets. It's still resetting. If I go really far away, it should stop giving me the effect. I've set it right. Yeah, so it's gone under 7. I think it's 50 blocks. And I think that's a radius, not, what's the other one, diameter? So it's 100 blocks, in a sense, 100 block bubble. Yeah, so you feel cursed about here. And I think that's a good distance. The idea being that they sort of just build up slowly in your world. There will be an announcement message when one's summoned. But other than that, they just slowly build up in your world. And as you explore, you might come across one. A few other ones that we can go ahead and check out. Stone is just a placeholder for a moment. Right, so there's also burden. Might pop out. Or if I update. So this one says you feel a crushing weight upon you. And as you can see, I've got jump boost. But I can't really jump. In fact, it's limited. There's no good way to display that. But it is, because it's negative, you can't make it up a block. I think slab should be fine still. If I could. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could jump a slab height. But obviously that's going to make traversing caves and stuff like that pretty annoying. Which one even is it? It's this one, burden. So yeah, so jump boost negative. And there's 2 of them will be summon entities. So I still have to write out what the entities actually are and maybe give them some special equipment, make them desirable. But other than that, I think it's weakness, blindness, jump boost, poison, hunger. What's the other one? Well, I guess we'll leave it secret. But I'll probably back up the world and then I can actually show you it's sort of building up out in the open world. See if we can actually go find any. Right, all set up. So we'll quickly go through the commands and then we'll test it out. Put them in chat. So this is what actually spawns the cursed entity. So it's just executing at a random player. And then it's finding one entity at random that's near that player that's not a player, not an item frame, or a glow item frame, or a bat. And then it's going to summon a glow item frame at that entity's feet, wherever the dashes are here. And that's going to have a diamond in it that's named our Visage of whatever our curse is. So for instance, this one says muck. It's also going to tell all players that a lingering curse muck has spawned. So pretty simple. This is just placing it out in the world at random on a 1-minute timer if things are enabled. Sorry, a 30-minute timer, which we will change to a 12-second timer just to show things off. Same with this one, just needs to be set to a 12-second. And we'll deal with that in a second. Just show off the other commands as well. So the one that's actually giving people different effects, all it's doing is looking for that item frame and then finding any player within a distance of 100, so add all, and giving them effect, weakness. And that command's exactly the same, we just alter the end. This one, it's now a tell raw instead of effect, so tell raw. Anyone with 100 blocks, it's going to say you feel cursed. And it's also going to just play the entity sound, so play sound, Minecraft.entity, which celebrates, master. That way the player always hears it unless they have their sound off. And they have to be within that distance of 100 again. And it's going to, the origin of the sound is going to be at the item frame rather than the player. So directional audio can help you find it. But we'll probably head down now. This is a test world, so I don't mind mucking up, because once I turn them on, they're going to spawn quite a bit. We'll turn curses on, and it should be working. Top down, make sure it is. Yep, so cool. Okay. That is, well, it's the blindness one. That's probably the worst one to get. Considering I can't see. The good thing is, though, we either leave the ground, which we do. So I don't know which blindness that is. I'll have to figure it out. There's another issue. So this one, purple isn't a color. You either have to set it as dark or light purple. So these two must be set to just purple. So I will have to change them. So there's something lurking around. Again, it's going to be very tricky to find because it can spawn at any entity. But you can tell right now there's nothing affecting us, so the entities are more than 100 blocks away, so they're probably deep underground. Ooh, there's another issue, so I did two back-to-back. So frailty and muck is something I need to fix. Don't really want to go back up there because blindness one is quite bad. And I might change that to darkness, because darkness seems to be a lot better than blindness. It did affect us up here, so it means it should have spawned at one of the entities nearby. Maybe one of the armor stands? Or over here in the pen is probably a better way. You don't have anything under you. You don't have anything under you. Nope, not under one of them. Oh, here we are. What entity is here, I wonder? What ones are trying to summon here? Frailty, Deception. Two of them here. The only entity I see is the armor stand. Curious. We have weakness and hunger, so there should be two more poking around here. Can't see any out of the armor stands. Don't know what other entities it'd be. Definitely within range, so somewhere in a 50 block radius, there's a curse happening. Wonder if any of you can spot them when I can't. Has to be the entities over here. Nothing under you. Oh, there are some under you. Okay, so the positioning is also slightly off because these entities are headbutting blocks. That would be my guess. So the pig's slightly in the wall. It's actually trying to spawn it over here. And we got our passive effect from him. And same with the chicken. So a little bit of tweaking needed. Ooh. Heard that one. Oh. Why? I have to look at the positioning. It feels as though it's not spawning directly under the entity. It's spawning slightly to the side. But it's good to see that they are working. We are getting effects at random if we're nearby. Obviously, the 12 seconds it's currently set to is way too much. So we'll have to change it a little. Other than that, good progress. Another system down. Have to fix up a few things. What do we have? Cursed object spawned. Cursed object appears to be something evil. And then these you feel cursed. Something lurks about. Come with endless hunger. Love to know where they are though. Oh well. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bit of an odd one today. But anyway, see ya.